Komodo Dragon. The Komodo dragon, Varanus komodoensis, also known as the Komodo monitor, is a member of the monitor lizard family Varanidae that is endemic to the Indonesian islands of Komodo, Rinca, Flores, and Gili Motang. It is the largest extant species of lizard. Komodo dragons are not dragons. Komodo dragons are in fact, lizards, and they are by far the largest lizards on Earth. These lizards can grow up to 10 feet long, 3 meters, approximately the length of a small car. They're heavy, too. They can weigh up to 154 pounds on average, but have been weighed up to 135 kilograms, which is approximately the same weight as a panda bear. Komodo dragons are the largest species of lizards in the world. They can grow to be up to 10 feet long from snout to tail and can weigh up to 300 pounds. They are a type of monitor lizard. Komodo dragons are also known as auras. Western scientists didn't find out about the giant reptiles until 1912, but long before they finally showed up on academia's radar, Komodo Island residents had given them the name aura, which means land crocodile. Lieutenant van Stein van Hensbroek was the first to document Komodo dragons. In 1910, a member of the Dutch army, Lieutenant van Stein van Hensbroek, heard rumors about the giant lizard and went to Komodo Island. When he got there, he caught and killed a 9-foot-long Komodo. He sent the skin and photographs of the Komodo dragon to Peter Aouwens, a Dutch scientist. Later on, Aouwens found out that the reptile was a Komodo dragon or a monitor lizard. Komodo dragons are venomous. Komodo dragons are known for their notorious, venomous hunting strikes. It used to be believed that these lizards had various strains of bacteria in their saliva that killed prey, but this theory was discredited by the University of Queensland, and it is now believed that they secrete venom proteins similar to that of venomous snakes. They live on their own island. Komodo dragons are only present on 5 Indonesian islands, and in no other country in the world. 4 of these islands make up what is known as Komodo National Park, and the 5th island is that of Flores. The main island that is home to the largest amount of Komodo dragons in the world is named after these lizards. It is so named Komodo Island. Komodo dragons live on only 5 islands in southeastern Indonesia. Indonesia's 4 islands within Komodo National Park, Komodo, Rinca, Gili Motang, Gili Dasami, and the island of Flores. The islands are volcanic in origin, rugged and hilly, and covered with both forest and savanna grassland. Adult Komodo dragons live mainly in tropical savanna forests. They prefer open lowland areas with tall grasses and bushes, but are also found in other habitats, such as beaches, ridge tops, and dry river beds. Young Komodo dragons are arboreal and live in forested regions until they are 8 months old. Komodo dragons may have originated in Australia. According to various research publications, including that of the prestigious Smithsonian Magazine, there is new fossil evidence that suggests the Komodo dragon originated in Australia. Numerous fossils were unearthed by a team of international scientists in eastern Australia, dating back from 300,000 years ago to roughly 4 million years ago, that are identical to current-day Komodo dragons. They can take down enormous prey. Komodo dragons are massive animals, and they can take down animals as large as wild boar, deer, and water buffalo. When now extinct dwarfed elephants roamed the islands during the Pleistocene, fossil records indicate that they were able to take them down, too. To catch their prey, these reptiles use an ambush strategy. Often able to blend in with the dry surroundings of their home island, they'll lie in wait for an unsuspecting animal to pass by, then sprint into action, delivering a venomous bite. They have an excellent sense of smell. As with most reptiles, the Komodo dragons use their forked tongues instead of noses to smell. They can detect a rotting prey from 2.5 miles, 4 kilometers, away. Their sense of hearing and sight, however, are less than impressive. Komodo dragons have a permanent suit of armor. The Komodo dragon's exterior is composed of thousands of tiny bones under the skin. These bone deposits are called osteoderms, and they are not born with them. Rather, the deposits develop over a Komodo dragon's lifetime like the rings of a tree. Being tertiary predators, you wouldn't think the giant lizards would need this sort of built-in suit of armor for protection. Truth is, Komodo dragons will attack and kill anything that crosses their path, including members of their own species. They have skin made of bone deposits to protect them from each other. Their tails are as long as their bodies. Komodo dragons can reach the length of a small car, and their tail plays a large role in this length. Not only is their tail as long as the rest of their body, but their tails are strong enough to take down a deer. Komodo dragons will swing their tail back and forth as a scare tactic, but will also do this when they are scared themselves. Komodo dragons are carnivores. These giant lizards are ruthless carnivores. Being such aggressive meat eaters, they will eat any meat, from large deer to even humans and water buffalo. They certainly have the strength and venom to do so. An interesting fact is that sometimes they eat each other. The larger of the lizards of course will eat the younger and smaller. In addition to eating any meat they can get their tail on, these giant lizards can eat nearly their entire body weight in just one sitting. They're incredibly agile for reptiles. Most reptiles are limited in their aerobic capacity, but Komodo dragons are an exception, thanks to a genetic adaptation that researchers discovered when they sequenced the animal's genome. The findings showed that these creatures can achieve a metabolism that's more like that of a mammal, which is beneficial when it comes to hunting prey. Komodo dragons have good mouth hygiene. Komodo dragons have good mouth hygiene. After eating, they will spend 10 to 15 minutes, rubbing their heads on trees and lip licking to clean their mouths. They also keep their mouths and teeth clean using their tongue, so no chunks of rotten meat will be stuck. Komodo dragons are excellent swimmers. As if these reptiles weren't well enough adapted with their large bodies, strong tails, and venom, they can also swim. Komodos have been spotted as far as miles off the shore of the 5 islands they reside on, just swimming along like Dory. They can swim between the 5 islands with ease. As if this were not enough, Komodo dragons can also run as fast as 12 miles per hour, 19 kilometers per hour. According to Australian fossil records, Komodo dragons had lived in Australia 900,000 years before. George H. W. Bush received a Komodo dragon as a gift. Halfway through his only term, Bush 41 was given a male Komodo dragon, courtesy of Indonesia's government, named Naga. While the idea of letting a giant lizard prowl around the Oval Office sounds pretty awesome, the president instead chose to hand him over to the Cincinnati Zoo. After fathering 32 offspring, Naga passed away in 2007 at the respectable age of 24. They have shark-like teeth. Komodo dragons have 60 teeth, the highest number a reptile can have. Their not so pearly whites are regularly compared to that of a shark's because they're so razor sharp and have the unique serrated morphology that helps them cut through flesh. These teeth also play a key role in the lizard's ability to poison their prey. Now, if you have ever seen a Komodo dragon with its big, scary mouth agape, you might wonder, where exactly are these notorious teeth? Their gums are, in fact, so thick that they create a toothless facade. Don't be fooled, a Komodo dragon could take down almost any animal with just one bite. These lizards are brown and green in color, which helps them to blend into their surroundings. They have short legs and a long tail. They also have 60 sharp teeth in their mouth. Their teeth are serrated. This means that they have a cutting edge on them, which makes it much easier for the lizards to tear meat off of their prey. As they bite, teeth will often become damaged or lost. However, these teeth are constantly replaced. A Komodo dragon can grow through as many as 5 sets of teeth in their lifetime. Komodo dragons are gray, brown or reddish in color, depending on their location. Their robust bodies are uniformly covered in rough scales. They have strong limbs and a powerful, muscular tail. The heads of Komodo dragons have rounded snout and ear openings. Their skulls are flexible and have about 60 short sharp, serrated teeth designed to cut and tear flesh. They have a clumsy, back and forth walk, and their yellow tongues flick in and out constantly. Komodo dragons are mostly active during the day but have shown some nocturnal behavior. They spend the day roaming their home ranges, which can be as large as 1.9 square kilometers, 0.7 square miles. They do not defend these home ranges, so ranges can overlap, but if food is found in a shared area, the dominant dragon gets to eat first. Not officially described scientifically until 1912, Komodo dragons are versatile predators, feeding on everything from deer and pigs to small birds and other reptiles. A Komodo dragon can swallow whole prey the size of a goat. It takes 15 to 20 minutes to do so. Sometimes a dragon will ram the carcass against a tree to help push it down its throat. The force it uses to do so is so powerful that the tree sometimes falls down. They're surprisingly playful. On the reverse side of their fierce, cannibalistic, grave-robbing status is a softer side to Komodo dragons. These creatures, like any, really, apparently like to play. Captive individuals have been observed playing with shovels, shoes, and even frisbees. The way the individuals interact with the objects is without aggression or food motivation and can therefore be considered play. Just watch a Komodo dragon engage in a friendly game of tug-of-war and you might just find the deadly beast kind of endearing. They are a vulnerable species. The Komodo dragon is only found on 5 islands in Indonesia, therefore making its population quite small in relation to other reptiles. Moreover, the lack of egg-laying females, habitat destruction and human poaching has threatened the existing species population. Komodo National Park is a very common tourist destination in Indonesia, and there have been reports of poachers illegally taking the lizards from the park. Komodo dragons are endangered. Since being discovered in Australia 4 million years ago, wild Komodo dragons have disappeared from all but a few isolated islands, Komodo, Rinca, Gili Motang, Gili and Flores. The animal, said to be the closest living relative to dinosaurs, is now classed as endangered by the UN. The World Animal Foundation estimates the number of Komodos is 6,000. In which 1,700 on Komodo, 1,300 on Rinca, 100 on Gili Motang, and around 2,000 on Flores. They can eat 80% of their weight in one sitting. The appetite of Komodo dragon matches their size. The lizards are capable of eating as much as 80% of their own body weight at once. How? Big meals and slow digestion prompt Komodo dragons to lounge in the sun after eating. The heat helps keep their digestion process working. After they digest, they will regurgitate what is known as a gastric pellet. Similar to owl pellets, a gastric pellet contains horns, hair, teeth, and other bits of prey that can't be digested. Because their metabolism is fairly slow and they can pound down so much in a single sitting, Komodo dragons can survive on as little as 1 meal a month. Komodo dragons are notorious grave robbers. Komodo dragons don't always, or even often, hunt for their meals. Instead, they eat a lot of carrion. Their noses can detect a carcass as far as 6 miles away. Unfortunately for humans living among the dragons, that means they're a threat to recently buried people. Because of their tendency to grave rob, the folks of Komodo have stopped burying their dead in sandy ground and now exclusively bury in clay soil. They'll often add a pile of rocks on top of the burial for good measure. They can reproduce asexually. As if these ancient beasts didn't remind you of Jurassic Park enough already, their peculiar reproductive behavior harkens back to something highlighted in the film as well. In 2006, researchers verified that female Komodo dragons can reproduce asexually through a process called parthenogenesis. When no males are present, females can still lay a viable clutch of eggs. While parthenogenesis occurs in some 70 species around the world, this was the first time it had been confirmed in Komodo dragons. Mating begins in May for Komodo dragons, and they can lay up to 20 eggs in a nest at a time. The eggs are incubated for 7 to 8 months, before they are born. They sometimes eat their own young. Sometimes, usually when food is scarce, Komodo dragons will feed on hatchlings of their own species. It's for this reason that young Komodo dragons spend ample time up in trees. They have the claws for it, but over time, they become too heavy for climbing. Young Komodo dragons also often roll in fecal matter. The Smithsonian National Zoo says assuming assent that the large dragons are programmed to avoid. 5 hatchlings make up a reported 10% of adult Komodo dragons' diets. Komodo dragons have killed at least 4 people in the last 5 decades. Mortal encounters between Komodo dragons and humans were documented in 1974, 2000, 2007, and 2009. The 2009 attack involved a man who fell from an apple tree and was mauled by 2 dragons while laying dazed on the ground. As a general rule, Komodo dragons prefer raiding graves to killing people, so people on the island frequently pile rocks over their loved ones' tombs as a deterrent. It's hard to tell males and females apart. Though male Komodo dragons tend to grow larger than females, there is virtually no morphological differences to tell them apart. Not only do researchers have a hard time determining sexes, but the dragons themselves appear to have trouble figuring it out. Komodo dragons are fast. Most reptiles are limited when it comes to agility. However, monitor lizards have a genetic adaptation that gives them increased aerobic capacity. Komodo dragons have a metabolism more like that of a mammal, allowing them to move faster when hunting prey. When going after a kill, a Komodo dragon can typically reach speeds of 13 miles per hour. Even though they can run, they prefer to use a stealth-based hunting strategy. Komodo dragons are better designed for strength and power over speed and endurance. It's not often that you will see a Komodo dragon chasing down a deer or wild boar. Their hunting strategy typically consists of sitting and waiting for prey to cross its path before launching and attack. Even then, many of the dragon's attempts are unsuccessful, leaving it up to the venom to finish the job a few days later. The Komodo dragon inspired King Kong. The 1933 movie King Kong was inspired by an expedition to Komodo Island by W. Douglas Burden in 1926, where they captured 2 live Komodo dragons. Komodo dragons avoid human interaction. Generally, Komodo dragons avoid encounters with people. They seem to be shy and will immediately flee to their hideouts if a human gets close to them. If they have a close encounter with humans, they begin to react violently by hissing, opening their mouths, and swinging their tails. The Komodo dragon has poor eyesight and restricted hearing ability. However, it can use its tongue to detect smells and taste. The Komodo dragon sticks out its tongue and swings its head from side to side when it moves. This allows it to find prey up to 6 miles away. Komodo dragons like to live in hot and dry places and are ectotherms. Ectotherms are animals that use the sun as a way to heat themselves up. This also means that they are mainly active in the daytime. Komodo National Park is inhabited by around 5,700 giant lizards. Komodo National Park is situated in Indonesia and was founded in 1980 to protect giant lizards. It has a land area of 1,733 square kilometers. or square kilometers. The water surrounding the island is rich in marine biodiversity. In 1991, the park was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site and dedicated to protecting other marine species. According to Guinness World Records, an average adult male will weigh 79 to 91 kilograms, 174 to 201 pounds and measure 2.59 meters, 8.5 feet, while an average female will weigh 68 to 73 kilograms, 150 to 161 pounds, and measure 2.29 meters, 7.5 feet. The largest verified wild specimen was 3.13 meters, 10.3 feet, long and weighed 166 kilograms, 366 pounds, including undigested food.